Hello. 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 Love the fit. Thanks. You know, I think this is my favorite sweater now. I thrifted this sweater. Ooh, yesterday though, I sewed it. Don't look too closely because it's not straight, but I cut it before, remember, because it was a turtleneck, and so I cut it. I cut it because it was a turtleneck, and so it was fraying, and I sewed it together yesterday, so it should be good to go now. It feels weird to see you in your office shed and not in South Africa. Yeah, guys, we're back. Cry counter. Did I cry that? I guess I did cry a lot for 2 days. Maybe you understand this, maybe you don't. The older you get, like, the more you just cry. Or maybe that's a thing for women, but I just like randomly cry now. Not that those were random at all. Like those I think were totally valid. Yeah, I almost cried on the plane as well. On the way there and on the way back. Had nothing to do with Neon, thank you for the 59 months. On the way to South Africa, I almost cried on the plane or I actually lost a tear on the plane because I was walking by, like I had gone to the bathroom, I was walking by this row and there was a row of 3 people and they're all strangers, but we were all eating dinner and they were eating the same thing at the same time. And I was just like, how beautiful. And I like shed a tear, like what? Like what's wrong with me? And then on the plane ride back, I was sitting next to this Connor was in the window, and then there was a French lady in the middle, and then I was in the aisle. And the flight attendant came through, and she was talking to these people in German, and then she got to our row, and she looked at me and Connor, and she was like, English? And we were like, yeah. And then the lady in the middle didn't say anything, but somehow from her mannerisms, the flight attendant was like, are you French? And she was like, yeah. And then she started speaking to her in French. And I almost cried because I was like, imagine being that good at your job and being like that in tune with people. Like, how cool is that? And I almost cried. But isn't that, like, weird, right? Like, we didn't say anything. I thought that was so impressive, and it made me, like, emotional. And then she speaks English and French and German. Yeah, I think as I get older, I just, like, appreciate things a lot more. And I've gotten a lot more emotional as I've gotten older. And also, I live a life that really calls for a lot of gratitude. So I just feel that, you know, which I think is a good thing. So anyway, yeah, it was a very emotional trip. This morning, no, I got 11 hours of sleep last night, by the way. Shout out. Yesterday, I got 7 hours. I woke up at 4:30 yesterday. And I could not go back to sleep, so I was just like awake. And that kind of sucked. But then last night I went to bed at 8 p.m. and I got up at 7. And then I went and I bought my staff coffee, and then I washed my horse's butt. And then changed and did my makeup and got ready for stream. And I had a really long conversation about whether or not A Bug's Life is a allegory for a communist regime or a capitalist allegory. And it's really left my brain spinning. So I will have to rewatch that movie with that lens. It definitely has some undertones. Yeah. I'm not ruining the movie. I don't even know. I have to rewatch it with that lens. I've never thought about it. I cried when I got the coffee. Connor did low-key cry when I handed him a coffee this morning. We're all on something lately, chat. Who ordered the poo-poo platter? So let's talk South Africa, shall we? What a trip. What a whirlwind of a trip. Traveling with that group, by the way, me, Connor, Gilbert, and Adapt. Such a great group to travel with. Nobody complained. Everybody was just like good vibes. Everybody was in such a good mood. Everyone was so grateful for what we were doing, and it was so peak. It was such a good group to travel with. Even in traveling like that, you know, it was a crazy amount of travel, and they were just excellent. And then the people at Shamwari, need I say more? You guys saw them. Just thank you for the Prime. They treated us so well, and they were so grateful, and they were so cool. What's this emote? That's so Life Safari. That's so good. So they were awesome. Like all the people were just such a good vibe, such good vibes. And yeah, I like. It was so good. It was so good, and we're gonna go through clips and talk about a bunch of it today. 70 hours of travel. Yeah, so the way that trip worked, chat, we flew out there. It was 11 hours on a plane from Texas to Germany, and then we had a 10-hour layover in Germany and Frankfurt, and then we went from Germany another 10 hours Germany to Johannesburg, and then we went from Johannesburg to Shamwari, and then we had an hour-long car ride after that, and we almost missed our connection, which we told you guys about, from Johannesburg to Shamwari, Port Elizabeth. But did you vlog it? Yes. By the way, a couple things. I vlogged the hell out of that trip. Okay, so there will be a vlog coming out, but it's a ton of footage. So it's taking us a little bit of time. There will be a vlog of the whole South Africa trip, so you guys will see like the travel and the behind the scenes of it all. So yeah, big vlog coming out for that. And also, I Snapchatted it. I documented it on Snapchat as well. I don't know if you guys are following Alveus on Snapchat. I have decided that Alveus is going to have a Snapchat account. I've said this before, solely because I've heard the monetization on Snapchat is really great. And so I'm hoping that Alveus can use it as a fundraising platform as well. But I travel so much. I was like, I'm just going to basically use it as my own Snapchat. So like this morning, like I took snaps of me like washing my horse's butt. You know, like it's just like, it's kind of like as if it's my Snapchat. But yes, I did South Africa photo dumps on there. Emily! Quadjam, thank you for the 23 months. Emily, how's it going? What's up? Thank you. I'm back, but I leave tomorrow. So, hey! Look, there it is. So I documented South Africa on Snapchat, so you saw some behind the scenes there, and I've just been posting photo jump. I added Alveus on Snapchat. Yes! Wait, Emily, are you on Snapchat now then? I've talked to Emily about Snapchat recently. We're scheming together. No? Okay. Well, I'll keep you posted. Anyway, so I've been doing that. And then also another potential update. Guys, this is big news. We are still working on setting this up, but I'm thinking, okay, here's the thing. We were reached out to by Nightwing. Thank you for the 4 months. We were reached out to by Cameo. Cameo was like, you should put the sanctuary on Cameo for fundraising. Tessa, thank you for the 5. And they offered us like a really, really great split for charity, different from their normal creator split. And so I think Winnie and I are going to do Christmas cards this year, like personalized Christmas cards on Cameo. Cameo is where you can buy like a personalized video message. So you can like put in a request that says like, can I get a birthday message for my friend from Winnie that says like, happy birthday, Paul. And then we record the video and it's like, happy birthday, Paul. Winnie says happy birthday, whatever. I don't know. You know, that's what Cameo is. How's the split? I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you. Space, am I allowed to tell them that? It's really good. It's like really, really cool of them to do that. But yeah, so we can put a limit on it, but I'm thinking we do like Winnie Christmas cards this year, and we cap it at like 500 or something. I don't know. That people can buy for Cameo, like as a Christmas gifts for people. And then I just sit there with Winnie and I like record Christmas cards. Yeah, we're thinking of doing that for Christmas as like a holiday special, and then we'll figure out, depending on how that goes, we'll maybe open up Cameo for like other animals as well, so you guys can get animal cameos for Alveus is another form. Would Winnie wear a Santa hat? I will be wearing a Santa hat, and I did buy a Christmas scarf, and I'm going to put it in Winnie's vicinity. And if she doesn't care at all, I might put it on her. And I'm commissioning a frame for the video, like a cute Christmas frame, so it looks like a Christmas card for all the cameos. So there will be Winnie Christmas cards on Cameo this year. I think we're going to launch that as soon as I get back from LA so that I can like get you guys the videos ASAP. I don't want to launch it now and then leave for a week, you know. And yeah, so we'll probably launch that in a week or so. And then you guys can get Alveus cameos for people for Christmas. Isn't that cute and fun? So fun. So yeah, so that's another update. Getting back from South Africa sucked so bad. Speaking of Christmas, new merch. Wait, hold on. Let me tell you about that in a second. Alveus did release new Christmas sweaters. Dun dun dun! 3 new Christmas sweaters. 3 new Alveus Christmas sweaters drawn by Beanables. They're embroidered. So cute. This is the first one. It's the wolf dogs. They're crew necks. They're holiday sweaters, sorry. Holiday sweaters, they're not Christmas themed. Anybody can wear these. Holiday sweaters, crew necks, so cute. They come in different colors. Wow, slay. Look how cute this one is in white. So good. Awa and Aquila. Option number 2, the Marms. Oh my god, it's so cute in green. Wait, this is so good. Stompy and Noli. This is Noli's first appearance on merch. Kib, thank you for the 13 months. Stompy and Noli. Hold on. Together. So cute. So good. By the way, for Alveus merch, there was a miscommunication between me, Space, and Jeff. Jeff thought that you guys have until December 7th to buy it. And so that's what was tweeted and put on Instagram. That's not actually true. You have to order it by December 7th to get it by Christmas, but we're going to leave it open for longer than that. So just so you guys know. Maybe I shouldn't have told you that, but that's the case. So anyway, you guys have longer than that to purchase it. But if you want it by Christmas, get it by December 7th. Cool. New holiday sweater merch if you would like it. Pretty cute, pretty fun. Okay, getting back from South Africa sucked. The schedule of our trip was that we flew in, took us 36 hours to get there. We landed, we streamed. We landed, we had a couple hours. We went live for a test stream. We went offline, we went to bed. The next day we woke up at 5:30 a.m., go live. We stream 15 hours. The entire day. We stream like 15 hours. We end stream at what, like 8 p.m.? We go right to bed. Super Bacon, thank you for the prime. I skipped dinner. I literally just like got off the safari vehicle. They went to dinner. I was like, I beelined to the room. I crashed. Like I went to sleep. Okay, I took a shower and then I went to sleep. Next morning, we wake up. 5:30 a.m. Go live again. Stream another like 15 hours or 13 hours or something. We stream the entire day. Get offline. Day 2, South Africa streams. End it at the sunset. Go get dinner. Went to bed. The next morning, we woke up, went on the 6 a.m. safari offline, which I did vlog, by the way. We did not stream the last sunrise safari. But I did vlog it, so it'll be in my vlog. And we saw cool stuff on there as well. So check that out in the vlog. But went on the last sunrise safari, and then we left at 11 a.m. that morning. So that was the entire trip. Like we landed, went live, went to sleep, went live the entire day, went offline, went to sleep. Woke up, streamed the entire day. Went offline, went to sleep. Woke up, left that morning. Crazy. So that was the schedule of the trip. And then we drove an hour to get to the airport. We met a couple viewers at that airport. And I think they must have waited there, which is fine. Like they were super nice. There were a couple of them. I wanted to, but I had work I wanted to, but it's weird. No, they were super nice. There were just 2 of them. They were really sweet. Oh my god. There were monkeys that got in Adapt's room. Did he tell you guys about that? He left the door open. Or he didn't lock the door? Monkeys got in his room. We were eating breakfast the morning that we were leaving, and the staff came over, and they were like, hey, we have a situation. And they were like, the monkeys got in your room. And so I vlogged it. It's in my vlog. And they went in there. They opened the jars. They ate all the biscuits, that like the complimentary cookies that are in there. They took the cookies. And they went through his Balenciaga bag. They sat. You can tell because there's little muddy footprints on the chair. And then the front pouch is open. And it's like all disheveled. So they like went through his bag. And they like hopped around everywhere. And then I'm pretty sure they stole his phone. I'm pretty sure they took his phone. Because he could not find, he had 2 phones. He brought with him 2 phones, and he could not find one of his phones while we were leaving. We left without it. Like, we left without the phone. And then they had Shamwari staff go on the roof and look for his phone, because you could not find it in anybody's rooms. And the staff went up on the roof to find, well, so yeah, the monkeys took the phone. I don't know how it would have ended up on the roof otherwise. The staff went up on the roof to look for his phone, and they found it. And then the staff met us halfway to the airport and gave us his phone. So anyway, that's all in the vlog as well. So you'll see it in the vlog. Shout out staff and Shamwari again. But getting back from South Africa, so we did an hour drive to the airport. We got to the airport. We all flew together from Port Elizabeth to Johannesburg, and then from Johannesburg to Frankfurt. And then we split up in Frankfurt because Adapt and Gilbert had a flight direct from Frankfurt back to LA. Lucky them. And then Connor had a flight directly from Frankfurt to Austin. Lucky him. I had to go from Frankfurt to Munich, and then Munich to San Diego. That's fine. So then we split up in Frankfurt, and then I go from Frankfurt to Munich, which is like not a long flight. It's like an hour or something or less. And I get from Frankfurt to Munich. Here's the problem. It's a different airline. We flew a South African airline, and then I got on a German airline. And they didn't work with each other to move my bag onto the plane. So when I got to Munich, for some freaking reason, I had to, did you get any wonderful beer while you were in Munich? No, I cried in Munich. So I had to get off the plane, go get my bag. Like I had to go to baggage claim. So I had to leave, right? The airport, essentially. Go pick up my bag, and then I would have to go through security again, go through like customs and passport check and whatever again. Okay, I have an hour and a half to do this. That's not a lot of time, okay, to get through all the shit, all right? So I land in Munich. I'm like checking my watch. I'm like, okay, this is how long it's going to take. Also, I've never been to the Munich airport. So I'm like, how am I going to navigate this airport? So I get off the plane. I go to baggage claim as fast as I can. I get to baggage claim, and I'm standing there and I'm waiting. Some bags have come out, not mine. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at my watch and I'm like, okay, I now have 40 minutes to make it to this flight. Okay, I have 30 minutes. Okay, I have 20 minutes and my bag is still not here. So then I'm sat there and I'm like, should I ditch my bag? Would I rather deal with getting myself a hotel room overnight? Because what are the odds I'm going to get another flight out tonight? Do I worry about being by myself in Munich? Not that it's a bad place, but I've never been, and I don't know, I'm a freaking American. I don't want to deal with all that. Do I by myself figure out how to stay overnight in Munich and wait for my bag? Or do I just ditch my bag and replace everything in it? And I was like, I'm ditching the bag. So it's now 20 minutes. I'm like, all right, I gotta go. So I left baggage claim and I left my bag. And I like am running. I'm running to my next gate. By the way, big ass airport. Like one of the airports where it's like the difference between A and B gates is a fucking shuttle. So annoying. Also, I need to shout out German engineering really quick because look, this is okay. I'm actually pissed off. This actually pisses me off. It is very efficient. I'm so mad about this. I'm so mad. It's very efficient to not have escalators running unless there are people on the escalators. But if the escalator is not running, it looks like it's broken in the US. If there is an escalator not moving, you think that the escalator is out of order. But in Germany, it is not out of order. It's that it only starts operating when someone is standing on it. So my American inefficient energy using ass thinks that the escalators are all broken in the Munich airport. And I have a carry-on and a backpack. The carry-on's heavy, by the way, because it's full of tech. So I am running up the stairs. I literally thought I was going to pass out. And one of them was like 3, I wish I took a picture of it. I did not have any time. But there were like 3 flights of stairs. It was like so many stairs. I dead ass thought I was going to pass out. Also, running through the airport like that is one of the most humbling experiences on the planet. It's so... And I didn't realize until that one where I was on the 3rd flight of stairs and I looked behind me and this dude is just moving up the escalator. And I was like, right. Yeah, because you have to stand on it to get it to work. Anyway, whatever. I ran to my gate. I get to my gate. I missed the flight. 2020, thank you for the 56 months. I ran to the gate. I literally feel like I'm going to pass out. I'm trying to ask people which gate to go to. They all speak English, which is so sick. And they were trying to help me, but it was too late. My flight left. This is the day before Thanksgiving. So I missed my flight. I'm like not crying, but I was like, I could have if I let myself. If I wasn't too busy figuring it out, oh, I would have cried. I was like, damn. I'm not making it home for Thanksgiving. I'm going to have to figure out how to stay in Germany overnight by myself. I'm alone at this point, right? Remember, this is just me now. And I was like, wow, that sucks. So then I had to go to rebook another flight. Somehow, luckily, there was another flight like 4.5 hours from then that I have 30. Thank you for the Prime. That goes from Munich to Chicago to San Diego. And this way, I don't have to leave my bag behind. Because I had more time and my bag came out and they were able to put it on my flight to Chicago. The problem, by the way, with the bag situation is there was a bunch of tech in my bag because we had to remove change, but you know what I'm saying? Thank you for the 22 months. We had to move things from bag to balance the weight to fly with the bags because we had 200 pounds of tech with us for this trip. So there was a bunch of tech in my bag that was expensive, and more importantly, my makeup bag and my hair stuff was in there. And I know that sounds materialistic, but y'all, there's like $1,000 worth of product in that bag, and I have to go to LA tomorrow. So I would have had to, Winged, thank you. Jalen, thank you. So I would have had to replace all of that. Which, like, I don't know if I lose more money trying to stay in Munich overnight or replacing all that shit. So anyway, it doesn't matter. I got my bag because I got a different flight that night. Anyway, I got on the next plane. So I go from Munich to Chicago. Shout out my flight from Chicago to San Diego being delayed because, shitty, thank you for the 16 months. If it was not delayed and I had to go through freaking customs, again, I would have missed that flight as well and then I would have been stuck in Chicago. But that flight was delayed too. So then I made that flight and then I got back to San Diego at like midnight or something for Thanksgiving, the night before Thanksgiving. It was so stressful. Imagine you vlogged all this. I didn't vlog any of that shit, dude. I was running through the airport. I did not vlog any of that. I'm pretty sure my last vlog footage was of me going from Frankfurt to Munich, and it was just like an airport wing or an airplane wing. And it's just like a nice end of the vlog. Like, okay, bye guys. I stopped vlogging. So yeah, so then I got to San Diego for Thanksgiving. I was in San Diego for 2 days with my family for Thanksgiving. That was really nice. And yeah, and then I came back to Texas the day before yesterday. On my flight back from San Diego to Austin, I got a middle seat. And on the plane, the person to my left and right were strangers, and they freaking hit it off. And they talked on the plane. Is that crazy? Across me. They just like became friends. Is that not insane? And I had headphones, so like whatever. Like it's fine. I'm like doing my own thing. But like, what? And then you're in this position where it's like, is it kind to be like, do you guys want to sit next to each other? Or is that in the entire time I was like, is there any way to say that doesn't sound bitchy and like passive aggressive? Because is it like, do you guys want to sit next to each other? Or is it like, do you guys want to sit next to each other or something? You know what I mean? Like there's no good way to say that without sounding super passive aggressive. It would have been okay. I don't think so, because how I would have said it, here's okay, we're RPing. Girl to my right, lady to my left. I go, they're talking. I'm in between them. I go, do you guys want to sit next to each other? See, oh, like that's bad. That sounds so bad. That sounds so passive aggressive. Yeah, no. See, there was no, and I went through it in my head too. I went through it in my head like a few times. And I didn't do it, and so they talked. But anyway, because they talked over me, and now this is my business, even though I didn't want it to be my business, I'm going to tell you everything that they said. So, the girl to my right is like probably my age, really cute. Like, she's got like round glasses, brown hair. She has jeans that are crocheted, like have little crochet flowers on them. She's a freaking cutie patootie, right? She's a cutie patootie. I thought she was gonna be quiet as hell. I chose that seat, by the way. Shout out South freaking West. The worst airline for seating in the entire world. I know that they're changing it, but holy shit, I hate it. I chose to sit next to her because I saw her and I was like, she's cute and she's gonna be quiet. So I'm gonna sit, and I had to get a middle seat, so I was like, I'm gonna sit in between. I'm gonna sit next to her. And then the lady to my left was probably in her like late 40s or early 50s or something, wearing full cheetah print. We sit down on the plane, and she immediately orders 2 shooters of vodka and a sparkling water. But she made sure that they didn't mix it because she wanted to. And I realized she got the 2 shooters of vodka when we sat down on the plane, and she just drank it on the rocks. She didn't even drink the sparkling water. So I don't know if she was like embarrassed to just ask for the vodka, no chaser or something. She did not want them to mix it. And then she just drank it straight. And she is from Texas. And she sounds like she's from Texas. And she, by the way, before these two became friends, she tried to talk to me like 3 times. And I don't mean to be like, Dorcas, thank you for the prime. I don't mean to be rude, but like, no. Sorry. No, we're not doing this. Like, I had 0 time to recover from South Africa jet lag, which is 8 hours ahead. I flew from South Africa directly to my family for Thanksgiving, and I was with my niece and nephew for 2 days straight. No recovery for jet lag, by the way. Back on Pacific time. And then I get on a plane to go back to Texas for 3 days before I get on a plane again. I'm sorry. I'm not having conversation with cheetah print Texan lady. It's just not happening. So she tried to talk to me like 3 times, and I pulled the, sorry, what? Yeah, for sure. 3 separate times. I'm sorry. Imagine doing that a 3rd time. Imagine doing it a 2nd time. So, she's Texan. She talked a lot of shit about her neighbors. And this girl, is a linguist for the military. And she, cutie patootie, swore like a fucking sailor. And I was like, Tiny Jessie, thank you for the 7 months. It was like, at first, it was really funny because it was so unexpected given the archetype. But then it was like, what's going on? Like, at first it was like funny because she said fuck, and I was like, wow, I'm really surprised you said fuck to the stranger on the plane looking like that. But then she just, oh my God, she just could not stop swearing. And I didn't know if it was because I thought it was annoying that they were talking or if it was just annoying. But like, she could not stop swearing. And I don't care about swearing, but it was one of those where it's like, you need to stop. You know what I mean? You guys know what I mean? Like at one point, okay, quote, at one point they were talking about casting for Disney, and she was like, linguist was like, you got to get your daughter-in-law to Disney. You got to get your daughter-in-law to fucking Disney because they're really shitting the bed. And I was like, do you have to? Anyway, I'm sorry. This is like so... You guys don't need to know all these details. It was just like, I was so annoyed. It was so annoying. And then they were talking about like what she could tell her and what she couldn't tell her because of the military. And like, if you tell me this, you have to kill me. Like, oh my God, shut up. Oh my God, shut up. Holy shit. Look, I love people. And this is the same girl that like cried because people were eating bread rolls at the same time on the plane on the way there. But those people were quiet. And these people were talking across me. Oh my God, it was so annoying. They were literally talking about the weather. They were literally talking about the weather in San Diego. Must you? We left San Diego 2 hours ago. You have to talk about the weather across me on a plane. It was super nice over Thanksgiving. Yeah, I heard. I also fucking experienced it, by the way. We were all there. We were all there. What is there to talk about? Yeah, it was beautiful. Yes, we were all on a plane leaving San Diego. We were all literally there. We know. Every single one of us on this plane knows. Oh my God. Okay, so, yeah, so they also tried to talk to me after, oh my God, after we got off the plane. After we got off the plane, we're walking to get our bags. I went into the bathroom. I didn't even have to pee. They were trying to talk to me after we got off the plane. After I took my headset out. And I literally just went in the bathroom even though I didn't have to pee. So I didn't have to walk with them all the way to baggage claim. I love, generally, I actually really like talking to strangers and I like being friendly. And I don't mean to be the person that's like shutting people down and being like, you're annoying. But like you also, sometimes you just got to read a room. Sometimes you got to read the room. And you have to acknowledge that the girl sitting in between y'all for the entire flight that was the most able to jump in this conversation, who's forced into the conversation, who said nothing, probably doesn't want to talk. So got back to Texas. Excellent. I've been at Alveus. That's been peak. I love being home. But now I leave tomorrow to go to LA. So this is why I sleep on planes. Yeah. I slept on the plane rides. I drew for my children's book a little bit. I wrote my TED Talk. I'm auditioning for my TED Talk next week. So I wrote that out. I still have to finish it, actually. It's not done. Your TED Talk? Yeah, I was, it's not like a for sure, but I guess I was invited to audition for a TED Talk. I guess that's how it works. So I wrote the TED Talk on the plane. And then on the way back from South Africa, I didn't download anything. Adapt and Gilbert said I was insane for this. I downloaded the Shamwari series for like learning about Shamwari on my way there. But outside of that, I didn't download anything for the plane rides. I just never have downloaded stuff for planes. I don't know. I've just never thought about it. Maybe it would change my life for planes. I don't know. I usually just like draw or read or something. But on the flight back from South Africa, I picked up a South African newspaper at the airport. And I read the newspaper on the plane. Gilbert was clowning me. Dude, he took pictures of me reading the newspaper. Granted, the newspaper was like comically big, which was kind of annoying. But there's crosswords in there. And I read about the state of rugby in South Africa. Big news, everybody. This is probably relevant to most of you, surely. They are starting to pay their rugby team more so that they can compete in the big leagues. Rugby's a really big deal over there, so people are really excited about that. Also, there was a column for local people talking about stuff, and they really hate Trump. And I was like, damn. Plabowski, thank you. Yeah, people were talking about how much they hate Trump in that newspaper, and I was like, damn, that's embarrassing. All the way in a newspaper in South Africa. That's embarrassing. But yeah, that was the travel back.